spin it. All right. How do I get out again?
Out of the weird.
Yeah.
So the way you got to do it when it's like getting all that weird look is you just got to, it should be, now it's better. See, I don't know why. Can't tell you why that does it. Bam, there you are, sir.
All right. I'll wait for people to get on.
Yeah, one or two, hopefully. How the fuck is there a sunflower seed in here?
I have no idea.
Kurt.
Hey, Shar.
What's going on, Shar? Got vermiculite all over me.
Brendan's in. Cole's.
Kind of sticks to everything.
Start getting a few people in.
Hey, y'all. I'm back. Temporarily speaking, to be blunt. So you're going to get a little bit of me today, just a little bit. We got 2 clutches to cut, and then we are going to film an update on some baby hots. And then that's going to be it. Then it's going to be back to Caleb for a week. So it'll be probably one more filming with Caleb. I don't think you have any more clutch cuttings, do you? Maybe?
There's one that's hit or miss.
One that's hit or miss. So possibly if Caleb did another clutch cutting, then you'll get more of me again. But like I say, man, I hope you guys enjoy Caleb because my master plan does entail Caleb taking on more social media. It won't be all the YouTube, but I do want him to feel free to jump in and do some live stuff if he wants. So it's all some Instagram, as well as we're going to continue to do some things. So you'll probably be seeing a little bit of a mix going forward. I know it's not his favorite thing either, so it'll probably be like an 80-20 on the camera. But I do want to get some other faces and people on this.
Cole's Outdoors. Do you remember me, Caleb?
Holes Outdoors?
Cole's Outdoors. Man, that name doesn't really ring a bell, and I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names, so might shoot a refresher. I got a beardy at the shop that you sold me.
Oh.
That's awesome. How's it going?
That is awesome.
How's the bearded dragon?
Now, for full disclosure, Caleb sold a lot of bearded dragons at the shop. Well, we're on there doing that and let people show up. I'm going to go ahead and start prepping this.
Thank you, Dennis. Said Caleb does amazing. I don't know about amazing, but I appreciate that.
I'll be honest, I watched Caleb. Usually didn't catch him live. I'd go back and watch just to see how he did and see how it went. You know, and I saw a really big improvement from his first video to his next video, you know, which he mentioned to me too. I'm like, yeah, I noticed that. But all in all, I thought Caleb did great. I was very happy. It was in good hands while I was gone. And the cool thing is that happened today is now we're going to watch this. We have more eggs to pull. So, which is why I got this gold star in my hand. We actually could not find Paralite. We ran out the other day. So we're waiting on some more to come. We had to go get some vermiculite and use it. It sticks to everything. I've never used it. I don't think I'll miss it. So let's start with, God damn, I got this shit all over me. It's going to drive me up the wall. It's like insulation.
That's awesome that he's doing good. You know, that's really exciting.
Wash out my new cup. No, wash.
Oh, I have a lot on me too. I didn't even notice it.
Looks like you got gold dust on you.
Yeah.
Vermiculite, I now know what it is. Yeah. Stripper glitter.
There you go.
That's what this is. Look at it. It looks like it's... So there you go, guys. If you ever get busted going where you shouldn't have been, just say it's vermiculite.
There you go.
Looks just kind of like stripper glitter. I can't help it.
Yeah,
Strawberry smell. Does the dog just fall down the stairs again?
No.
I hope not. So anyway, what are we doing? First of all, a few things, and I'll tell you a little bit. Well, we'll do a lot of that when we go to Patreon. If you guys aren't on Patreon, you should be. I don't know how many we got on here right now, Caleb.
21.
So I would imagine most of those folks are on the Patreon. If you're not, I'd like to tell you to consider it. You can do a 7-day free trial, see if you like it or not, which is the way I'd suggest, man. I mean, you might as well take it for a test drive. And when we're done here, we'll talk about what we're going to do with these animals on Patreon. Plus, we're going to talk about a little bit about some of my experiences of my trip and what we're going to experience next as I finish this great cleansing that I'm going through from retiring from law enforcement. For those who don't know, 25 years in law enforcement. Actually, to get really technical, it's 24 years, 3 months, and 1 day, which counts the retirement system for 25 years. Don't ask how they get that math. They're the government. And I am out, and it has been, it's interesting. I still don't know how everything's going to work. You know, it'll take a few months to work through all that, but I'm pretty excited, and I'm feeling very relaxed and very confident in my decisions. That's awesome. Ask me in a few months. We'll see. So what is this clutch? If I remember right, this is the right number of eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you guys got to kind of forgive me. I've been gone for 3 weeks. Usually I'm in here almost every single day, if not every single day, dealing with this. I haven't really dealt with much in 3 weeks, so I'm a little bit rusty. But I believe this was a pastel exam. No.
Zebra bee female.
Zebra bee female. Oh, to the what's listed as a super pastel fire, but it's not.
Right.
It's probably a pastel fire head exanthic.
Correct.
So, well, yeah. So 50% chance of being visual exanthic per every egg, because anything that's not visual will be het, obviously, because of the mom. Zebra bee is one we raised up from a baby, so I'm really, really stoked about it. We have enough to start cutting, Caleb?
Yeah, 26.
Okay, and stay tuned when we're done here, because next up we have another clutch, which is going to be GHI to Suma. So we're going to go for a lot of craziness here. Here goes nothing.
So going from trying to make a really white snake to a really dark snake.
Yes. Odds with a lot of different results to just 2 different results.
Yeah.
And first crack out of the bag is a non-visual exanthic. So I should say a head exanthic. I can see way too much yellow in there. That's not an exanthic. But, you know, you're not going to win them all. So let's keep cutting. Here we. I always feel better on these kind of clutches when I get the first visual. You know, oh, I think we've already proved this male out, if memory serves. And this clutch number 2 for him.
This is clutch number, no.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
So we need to prove him out. Because he was not a male we produced, but a male we required. Well, he's proved out now.
Yeah.
Because that has got a lot of the genes in it. What all's in there, I do not know. I would say, can I get a little movement, though? That'd be nice, buddy. You're not going to like what I do to you. There we got some movement. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So that's probably got at least a super pastel exanthic in it. Oh, sorry, super pastel spider exanthic. That's a killer zebra bee at minimum, I would say. And where I'm getting that is obviously you can see the exanthic, you can see the spider pattern. It's way too light to be a spider. And then you can see how blush this is, how it's not super dark black. That tells me we at least probably have a super pastel in there. Whether or not the fire's hanging out in there remains to be seen. I can't see enough to possibly know. So
Nice.
now the first 2 are definitely got pastel going on them, I think. So, you know, the other thing that could be is missing the fire and be just a super pastel head exanthic, but it doesn't really look like a super pastel. So, all right, first exanthic down. That's always good. It's also a first-year female for laying eggs, which I thought she did a pretty bang-up job for her first year. I believe we might have tossed a male to her at the very end of last season, but she didn't go. So she's a pretty good-sized girl this year for her first year. Now that looks like at least a straight zebra bee, I'd say in there. Here, make a.
I think that's got fire in it too. I know not to call it while it's on the egg, but that's just so clean and vibrant. But for sure, zebra bee.
Can you get a little movement though?
Pretty snake.
I'd like to see you move.
What day is this clutch on? Today is actually technically day 58 for this one.
Oh, there's a little bit of movement. Okay. So 2 out of 3. It's pretty good for starting. I'd like to get, you know, let's get no more heads, all visuals. Come on now. We all know that's probably not going to happen, and that's okay, but boy, wouldn't we like it. Y'all might get to see this one before me when I cut it. No, well, look at that, another visual. That one. From here, I would guess pastel, exanthic, minimum. That might have the fire in it, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect the super to be a little more blushed out, but maybe not. I mean, some of this too is hard to say for sure, but definitely at least pastel. So far, we've hit pastel across the board, so that's a good sign. We've also had a good number of visuals. I mean, you expect 3 to 4 out of the clutch, right? We've already got 3 or 3 more eggs to go, so. Okay, when I first caught this, I thought, well, there's a non-visual, but now I'm looking and thinking, I'm not really sure. That's got.
I think that's a hat.
You think?
Yeah.
I think you're looking at albumin. It could be, but yeah, I think you're right that it's going to turn yellow. But look at all that flaming there and there. So I think that one's one that's showing the fire for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, give me my finger back. Oh, that's a hit. That's
Pretty snake.
always, you know. So now I spoke too soon. So now we probably got at least 2 hits, if not 3. This one I'm not dead set on. I think the color's going to come in there, though. I think it is going to be one. Just look at that top place right there. So I'm kind of seeing that. At first, I was hoping I was just catching some albumin on there. But I do think it's going to end up being a hit. So we've got 3 and 3. So this one decides either when you have an odd number of eggs, either you hit it on the visual to recessive or you missed it, right? You don't ever hit, well, perfect because it's an odd number. But right now, we're right where the odds should be no matter what this egg is. I can't complain.
No, Dennis, sorry, it's not a Gila monster.
Wouldn't that be awesome, though? We're going to put probably more work in our Gila monsters one of these years instead of just kind of do it on the side. Actually, like, attempt to, put time and effort. Oh, that's nice. That is not a hit. That's a visual. What do you think of that one is?
I think that's a pastel fire. It's pretty white for just a straight pastel.
Yep, when they're in the egg like this, man, I'm
know.
telling you.
But
A lot of
it's
them are
not
born that white.
blushed enough for super pastel, in my opinion.
We'll see when that comes out.
Yeah. It's pretty clean.
It is very nice and clean. I was going to say I think it's pastel exanthic, but we'll see when it comes out. All right, so there you are. That's the first clutch. We had 7 eggs. We got 4 visual exanthics, which is right about what you would expect. Can't complain at all on that. They're going to be ready to come out, which is good because we do need some evictions to happen from the incubator. Our incubator is quite full. Die fly. And we have more to be laid. We're nowhere near done yet. I mean, I think we hit clutch, what was it, 36?
Yes.
Pulling 37 today.
Yep.
And that
3 of those were non-ball python.
3 non-ball pythons. One of those is an egg layer still. So, if you think about that, that's 37 clutches. Minus 2 is 35. And then we have 18. So you think we can take 18 off? Well, these are still in the cooker for about, till they come out. I think there's another clutch or 2 waiting to come out of the egg, right?
Yep.
Or you didn't them out at all?
Oh, I just set them up today, actually.
Okay. So
they're out.
17 and 18 will still be in there. So you can take 16 off of that number of 35. And that leaves you with, 14 would get us to 30. Plus you're going to have the extra ones. You're going to have like almost 20 clutches in the cooker. That's a lot. For us, I mean, for some people it's nothing. But for us, that's a lot of eggs to be in that cooker.
Yeah, just because there's still quite a few that haven't even laid yet.
Yes. So this is GHI to mahogany, so Suma. So everything will be mahogany. We can't miss the mahogany. We know before we cut, every baby's got mahogany. It could it could end up being GHI mahogany. This is the lines I'm laughing at. When we first pulled him, Kurt was like, well, how do we know it's not 81? I'm like, Kurt, we ain't going to have 81. Fuck you, Kurt. I had to draw a line underneath it. He's just got such that kind of sense of humor. So a couple things you'll look here. You'll see a spot that doesn't look the best in that egg. That's not a problem, though. It's fine. It's not the prettiest set of eggs, but it's going to do the job. It actually worked out pretty nice. These are a few days behind there, but they should be good to go. Oh, I can feel that snake in there. That is so cool. You can also tell when you start feeling your eggs, they just get this weird feel to them. And these are definitely ready. They're just, you can actually see the snake in there a little bit if you look close. They just get this paper thin feeling early on. There is a GHI mahogany right there. First crack out the back. So what we're going to do with these is I'll go ahead and spill the beans. There's going to be a keeper here if we get a female with all this because we are going to work towards an abyss.
So cool.
Which an abyss would be a GHI Suma. To get that, I need a GHI mahogany. I can take a GHI mahogany and breed to my Suma and get 1 in 4 abysses. So that's what we're after. That's what we're trying to do. You know, that's the path. So as Mando would say, that is the way. And that's the way to get to solid black, all black, 2 in a row, without any issues, right? If you can do that, you won't have any issues. So there's 2 GHI mahoganies.
Dang.
That looks like a good sized baby too.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You'd expect 2 to 3, because again, odd number. Let's just see if we can keep this party going.
Yeah.
Three in a row.
That's awesome.
Okay, guys, before we hit 4 and 5 in a row, a couple things I do want to say that I ain't been around for 20 days. And that means I ain't been ranting and raving for 20 days. And I'm also way more chill than I probably was when I left because there's just a lot of things in my life I'm no longer dealing with. But one thing the reptile hobby has a tendency to do is we find, and not just the reptile hobby, this is just human beings in general, it's how politicians control us, is they find something to go rabble about, and they move on to the next thing. One thing I want to remind the reptile hobby is there's 2 things, actually 3 things we should be rabbling about. Thing 1 is don't forget ever what Florida Wildlife Commission did until that's dealt with, okay? Until they change some rules and train their people. I don't have a problem with Florida making their own rules about reticks and berms. They're allowed to do that, but killing boas is a fucking problem. Don't let those assholes off the hook. Number 2, don't forget, Slither fights dogs. Fuck Slither, they fight dogs. It is what it is. And number 3, we have to remember is Marco Rubio is a dick. Anybody who's going to try to pass the rules for a white list for all of the United States, not just his home state of Florida. What he does in Florida, what's right for Florida, it's different than what's right for Kansas. What's right for Kansas is different than what's right for California. Those rules should be passed in the state level and not on the national level. It's because they're having problems in Florida, this should not affect what Kansas is doing, or California, or Nebraska, or Texas, or Oklahoma, or, I mean, Canada's like a state we have to pay for anyway, so I guess those guys too. Just kidding, Canadians. I know you're your own country with your own military. Sorry, I'll be nice. But we have to keep on to those topics and not just go the next rabble, because those are important topics in our industry and in our hobby. So don't forget those things. Keep focused on that, and don't let them like to change your focus. We're all going to get a chance to vote. It should be our main concern for voting. You're going to hear that a lot as it gets closer and closer and closer. I will vote based on my hobby, period, nothing else. And the snake gods approve. There's 4 for 4. Dude, we're killing that.
That's insane.
Maybe it's super GHI.
Nah.
Nah, it's not even possible. I made that GHI. Can we get 5 for 5? First of all, before we cut, what do people think? 5 for 5? Let's get some comments. 5 for 5. I mean, at this point in time, it's a 50-50 chance. Each egg is its own individual odds, right? So we just came up heads on all those. It doesn't lower the odds we're going to get here. I want to hear what some people think. 5 for 5, or let's do crazy 4 for 5.
So there's a 5 for 5. Jacob said he hatched his first 2 ball pythons last night. That's awesome. There's another 5 for 5, another 5 for 5. David wants to know what about the aliens.
About the aliens?
Yeah. The congressional hearing or whatever they had the other day announcing that aliens exist or whatever.
I don't listen to them fuckers up there. All I heard about the congressional hearings was somebody had to tell Dianne Feinstein to say yay because she's so out of it because she's 90 and it's a goddamn elder abuse to have her in the Senate.
Dennis said nope. I don't know if that's a nope to the 5 for 5, if it's a nope to the aliens.
Let me tell you all this, okay? For those that are, how many we got on here right now?
39.
Oh, man, so we have more. Oh, those scissors. If we hit it, if. These are not going to be low-end snakes because this is a hot thing, right? So I don't know what they're going for nowadays, but if we hit it, Patreon members, and all 5 of these come out and all 5 of these do well, I will commit now to having at least one of these be a Patreon special at some point. So you're going to get your chance on a Patreon special at some point, I won't tell you when, to get your hands on a GHI mahogany if we hit it.
Shar said she needs a more reputable source than the U.S. government to believe in aliens.
Bam! Thank you.
Before you start cutting this clutch, I said you'd get 5 for 5. That is true. So,
Who was that?
Cat.
Oh, Cat, you may have called it. You guys ready to see? Oh, man. Sorry, buddy. Not 5 for 5. I don't think that looks like a... Well, shit, man.
Actually, it might be. I don't think that's straight mahogany.
I don't either, now that I look at it.
I mean, that's really odd for... I mean... I don't know. I think that's a...
We're not going to J. Brewer this. We're not going to J. Brewer this.
No, I think that is.
I'm having a really weird view of it, but I think you might be right.
I mean, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm going to push your head down because I don't want you to do what you're about to do. There you go, buddy.
Dennis said, sorry, I jinxed it. No, man, I really think that is a 5 for 5. That's hard to say because that looks so wonky compared to the others. We've hatched out straight mahoganies before, and they ain't really look much like that.
And Dennis, you can't jinx it. What's in the egg is in the egg. I don't much believe in superstition. I think it is, dude.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a straight mahogany at all. It's just a funky GHI because the rest of them have holes in the pattern and shit.
Yeah.
Like that. Like those are my favorites. This is probably I'd say one of my least favorites from what I can see so far, but...
Yeah. I think we went 5 for 5.
I think we did, dude. 5 for 5.
That's insane.
There we go.
There'll be plenty of GHI mahoganies on Patreon.
Let's put it on Morph Market and call it a super GHI. I'm kidding. All right. There's any questions?
5 for 5. Maybe another gene hiding in there.
I don't think so. Just and the reason I don't think so is I've used that male a lot. You know, and Mama's over here. Where is Mama?
Middle row, I believe.
Middle row. Right here. I'd have to look up her pairing again. But, I mean, I produced her, so I could look up what was in the pairing. But I don't think anything's hiding in there, y'all. It's just GHI. It's a nice dark GHI. You know? But...
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, girl. Girlfriend. So no, I don't think there's anything hiding in there. It wasn't when we bought. I mean, we're at the point now. A lot of these animals we're making, you know, are animals that we produced, we raised. They're now producing their own offspring. So we're multiple generations in. Now the Suma we bought, I guess. So you know, but that one was born in 18, and his parents probably have to be the male GHI that I've got that I purchased. I would imagine would be my guess, and I would bet its mom's a banana. If I was a betting man, because we were looking at doing some banana GHIs. I think. Did no way to do with that. Or its mama could be calico or the Blitz. I mean, because we did some. No, we didn't do any Blitz GHIs. Why don't we put the GHI? Black pastel. It could be the black pastel female, which is one we've used, but they're all snakes we've used a long time. And multiple time, and know for sure kind of what's in there. Although I think she might be
This is her first year.
because she was a little bit late in 18 and small. I mean, not only she's first clutch, but she just took a while. I mean, you know, there you go. All right. Anything else?
Don't look like it.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We didn't lose any of those eggs, and worked pretty good. I can tell you while I was gone, Caleb, about how many sets of eggs do you think you pulled while I was gone?
Too many. Not too many. That's the wrong answer. It's never too many. Too many and like, because it was like empty until the last week, right?
Bam.
No pull, and then I think I've probably pulled like 9 clutches in the last 4 days alone.
Yeah. So it's been crazy around here, and we're gonna have a heavy cutting. We're gonna have a little bit of a break at one point, like 20 days, and then it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong. We have a scaleless, full scaleless clutch coming. We have another one that should lay. that has fully ovulated, I believe, correct? And then we've got some clown stuff, some krypton stuff coming. So we got some neat, cool stuff coming. You know, I mean, it ain't going to be 47 genes because that's not really what I'm into, you know, but we'll have some that will have a lot of genes in it. But anyway, I'm pretty excited. We have a few more Xanthic clutches to go, if memory serves, but not a lot. We're going to be running out. I'm sorry. We're going to be running out of Xanthic stuff here soon. So, all right. That is all. I should also share this. So we did some changes to our baby racks. I think this year we've had a total of 1 baby loss from this year's babies. And that was one that was born on the struggle bus. 2? Which other one?
The first bell that never took a shit. Remember?
Oh yeah. We had one that, and I think something was wrong with those guys who had one born small. So we've had 2 baby losses out of the entire set, and that has been it. That's pretty good considering we've cut now 18 clutches, and we usually average about probably a little lower than normal this year. So if you did 5 per, you could have that one clutch that was 1 and one clutch that was all slugs. Then it's pretty good odds on that. We're doing really well there, so I'm really excited about that. Hopefully that trend continues. Anything else you want to add, Caleb?
Nope.
All right, guys, we're going to hop up off here. We're going to slide over to Patreon, and we're going to do some discussion on there.